Hello, everyone. We're live. I am so excited today to be welcoming my good friend and business mentor, Noah St. John. Such a wonderful guest to have on the show today. So, I'm going to introduce Noah. He is an author of 15 books. Many of which are absolutely wildly successful, including Affirmations, which I have a copy of myself right here. Yeah. And also Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money, to name a few. Oh, there we go. Love it. So Noah, oh my gosh, you're just amazing. You're an inspiration to me in my life and to my audience as well. So you're known as the Millionaire Habits Coach and the Mental Health Coach to the Stars. You're also the CEO of SuccessClinic.com. Love the sounds of that. It's a global peak performance and business growth company, which I'm sure I'll be diving into for my own personal growth. Perfect. So yeah, you've worked with Hollywood celebrities, 8-figure company CEOs, professional athletes, top executives, and entrepreneurs. And your clients have been blessed to bring in more than $2 billion in sales using your methods since 1997. So that is just such a phenomenal accolade, and just knowing that you're helping the ripple move forward in creating such a massive influence with what you've learned to work so well in your life and helping to teach others get the same. So I want to let you know too that you can learn more about Noah's Affirmations method at Affirmations.com. And you can also get a copy of his new book, Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money, free at sendmeabooknoah.com. I just checked that out online. Super easy to get to that and order a copy for yourself. So welcome, Noah. How are you doing today?
Well, thank you, Sarah. What a wonderful introduction. And I'm going to take you on the road with me. That was such a great introduction. That was awesome. So it's great to be here with you again. And I say again, because of course you've had me on your show before, which is quite an honor and a privilege, and just really thrilled to be back.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you back. And I'll just introduce myself a little bit for our viewers. Sarah Strizzi, obviously, I'm an energy healer. I specialize in the emotion and body code modalities. And one reason I am so attracted to Noah is that we both work to help our clients on the subconscious level. Much of what I do in my work is helping to clear out subconscious blocks in the lives of my clients. And it's just really amazing how effective that is, because our subconscious mind guides our life, and it really is at the base of our beliefs and our thoughts and our limiting ideas and what holds us back in our life, or what also can propel us forward. So I just love that we're aligned there, helping people subconsciously. And then of course, that ripples out to other parts of their lives as well. So I'm so excited to have you today, Noah. So we're going to dive right in. So head trash. We're going to start focusing here on the subconscious mind. And, what are some of the limiting things that are in the subconscious that block us? So, you say head trash is the number one reason so many people feel stuck. What is head trash, and how does it keep us stuck?
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for asking that, Sarah. And it's great to be back on your show. So yeah, so basically I've written 15 books, all these books back here that you see. I've written all these, and then you can see there's some in other languages as well. And we have online programs and coaching and all of that. But it's really basically to fix this one problem, which is funny as we think about it. But the reason that I've done this is because this one problem affects so many other things, like your life, basically, like everything. Okay, so when we talk about our goals, right? So for everyone watching, I want you to think about what you want, right? So that's where we start. Like when somebody hires me as their coach, when somebody brings me in to speak at a conference, whether it's virtual or a live event or do private workshops with our clients, I always start there. Well, what is it you want, right? So think about all the things for everyone watching. What do you want, right? So you could say, well, no, I want to make more money, right? I want to start my own business. I want to grow my business. I want, to write a book or write books like you do. I want to have online courses. I want to do one-on-one coaching or group coaching. I want to lose weight. I want to have a happy relationship. I want to find the love of my life. Now, I've helped people do all of those things and much more. But just think about what it is that you want, right? So then you go, okay, well, if you want that, then why don't you have it right now, right? And you're like, well, gee, that's an interesting question, Noah. And that's kind of jarring for a lot of people, right? Because they go, well, well, it's because I don't have the money right now, or it's because I don't know who to talk to, or I don't know how to do that, right? But here's what I want everyone to realize. Now, information right now at the, here on this planet Earth, information is everywhere. In fact, we are drowning in information. I don't think anybody would disagree with that statement, right? In other words, we're all on information overload. So what I like to say, in my presentations, whether it's to, a live event or a virtual event or in a private workshop, we don't live in the information age. We live in the information overload age, right? We passed the information age 20 miles back, right? Because most people are on overload, right? And right now at our fingertips, every single one of us has what I like to call the infinite distraction device, right? This is an infinite distraction device at our fingertips every second, right? And so we have infinite access to information. So if that's true, why isn't everyone rich, happy, and thin? Right? Because you go on YouTube, you go on Google and search how to make money online. 10 million billion kajillion videos on that. How to lose weight, 10 million billion kajillion videos. How to be happy, how to find love, 10 million. So we got all this information. So why isn't everybody rich, happy, and thin? And the answer is because of this, because of what I teach, been teaching my clients for the last 2 decades. And as you mentioned, helping my clients add over $2 billion. And it is this: information alone does not create change. And why is that true? Why is it true that information alone doesn't create change? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but mainly what people want now is to go from information to transformation, right? In other words, we all want to go from where we are to where we want to be. So it's like driving a car. Think about driving a car. What happens when you drive a car? Well, you get in your car and you want to go somewhere, whether it's a cross-country trip or whether it's down the street to get groceries, right? You are going from where you are to where you want to be, and you have a reason to get there. But look at your car. Your car has there's two methods or two things happening in your car. You have a gas, and you have your foot on the gas, and you have your foot on the brake. So the gas is your propellant. It's propelling you forward towards your goal. And what does the brake do? It stops you. It slows you down from reaching your goal. Now, how does this apply to you? What does this mean for everybody watching? It means this: what I teach you, which is your head trash. So this is the long-winded answer to your question, Sarah. Your head trash is the voice in your head that says, I can't do it because ... And then you just fill in the blank. Well, Noah, I want to make more money like your clients do. I want to write a book like you do. I want to create online courses. I want to start my business, grow my business, scale my business, lose weight, whatever it is. But I can't do it because ... right? And so for everyone watching and listening to this program right now, I want you to think about that. What is it you want? Number one. Number two, then what do you tell yourself about that? Well, it sounds great, Noah, but I can't do it because. Guess what? Everything you say after the word because is what you believe and what you will defend to the death, even if it's what you don't want. So the bottom line here, Sarah, and for everyone watching, is that head trash is the voice in your head that says, I can't do it because, and that is in fact the thing that is preventing you, stopping you, holding you back from reaching your goals.
Oh, so true. And so when you can locate that because, what do you do with that information? How do you get rid of it?
Well, of course, that's what I teach you in my courses, right? I mean, that's what we do and that's why I've written so many books about that subject, right? Is, how do we get rid of it? So I have a formula, a system. We call it the Power Habits system. So I talk about that in my books, like Power Habits. I talk about it in my online courses like Power Habits Academy. But basically, it's a whole methodology, okay, that I've created over these last 2 decades. Here it is right there. There's a picture of it right there on page 100 of Power Habits. But basically, it's a systematic approach that goes beyond motivation, and it goes even beyond willpower. Because I want everyone to think about this. What is willpower? So what the gurus do, the gurus out there, they say, well, if you want that goal, just, set your goals and make yourself do it. In other words, grit your teeth and just power through it. Now, that's not exactly wrong. But the problem with willpower is it is a very limited resource. And numerous scientific studies have shown this. So let me give all of you a simple example that anybody can relate to. So imagine you're in your kitchen right now, okay? And right now, there's a plate of chocolate chip cookies right there on the counter in your kitchen. Now you walk by your kitchen, 10, 20, 30 times a day, whatever it might be, right? And somebody comes in and they say to you, hey, listen, now whatever you do, don't eat one of those chocolate chip cookies. Don't eat a chocolate chip cookie. And you keep going by, keep going by, keep going. What are you going to do? You're going to eat a chocolate chip cookie, right? Now, maybe not for the first 5 minutes, maybe not 10, maybe not even an hour, but after a while, like, I got to have one of those chocolate chip cookies. I'm going insane here, right? So that is what willpower is, right? So that's why it doesn't really work, because it's a limited resource that works for a short time, or can work for a short time. But that's why when people say, Noah, I just can't get focused. I can't stay focused. I want to create my online course. I want to reach a lot of people with my message. I want to grow my business. I want to reach, or help more people, but I just can't stay focused. That's because they're trying to use the old way of willpower, which does not work long-term. So what I do, one of the things that the Power Habit system does is it shows you literally how to go beyond willpower, beyond motivation even. And I know that sounds crazy, but it actually is not a function of motivation. And that's another thing the gurus say all the time. Get motivated, set your goals. Okay, that's not wrong, but it's exactly like trying to tell the person, hey, don't eat a chocolate chip cookie when they're standing right there, So that's one of the reasons, quite frankly, that my clients have made so much money. Not only that, they've made all of that money and had all these great results after they went to all those guys, after they went to all the gurus, and they were still stuck. And the reason they were stuck is because the gurus don't talk about this stuff. They just literally ignored it or didn't even talk about it at all.
Oh, bless you for cutting through the noise and coming up with a methodology, because I myself have invested in quite a bit of, money in gurus, and I'm still in this position of like, oh my gosh, hence we're talking right now and I'm going to get my hands on your book.
There you go. There you go.
I definitely am signing up for that free book after this episode. Love it. So I love that our first interview together was mostly focused around affirmations and the power of your words, which I think is just so powerful. What we speak into existence is paving the way to our reality. Right. And so affirmations, can you just touch on that just a moment? We'll recap on affirmations. Right. What is affirmations and how does it differ from affirmations?
Absolutely. And just so everybody's clear on this, two things. First of all, what I want you to realize is that Affirmations is actually the first of the power habits. There's 11 total power habits, and it is actually the first one. So it's like, I call it the foundation of your house, your home, right? So if you don't have a strong foundation, what happens? Your home's probably going to not last very long, right? You won't be able to build very much, or it really won't stay. It won't have that same. So Affirmations is the first of my power habit system. Okay, so it literally is my methodology that I invented over 2 decades ago of how to change your brain in less than 5 minutes a day. All right, so very briefly, since we did already talk about this, but just for all the new folks maybe you didn't hear, everybody knows what an affirmation is. An affirmation, of course, is what all the gurus teach. And they say, well, you say these positive statements and that's going to change your life, right? So they say, well, and I love to do this at my events, whether it's a live event or a virtual event or even a private training workshop, for my clients. I say, okay, everybody, we're going to do what they told us to do, what all the gurus say. We're going to use a traditional affirmation. And I want everybody to say, I am rich. Okay, so everybody goes, I am rich, right? And you know what happens next? Everybody starts laughing. And I go, what are you laughing at? And they go, well, I'm not rich. And I say, but you just said you were. And they go, yeah, but I don't believe it. See, now that's the problem. That is, in fact, the problem in the traditional self-help, what the gurus are telling us. So it is, in fact, the problem. So you say these positive statements, you want to believe it, but your brain just says, I don't believe it, right? In fact, in my books, in my trainings, I call it the yeah, right response, because your brain literally goes, yeah, right. Right. And so what the gurus say, well, if you don't believe your affirmation, just repeat it 1,000 million billion gajillion times, and then you'll believe it someday, right? Now, for some people that worked just fine, but for millions of us, it didn't work at all, right? In fact, we ended up more frustrated. That's what happened to me. So back over 2 decades ago, in 1997, I was a struggling college student. I'd been reading all these books, doing everything the guru said, and I wasn't getting anything, right? But I was following directions because I was a straight A student. I follow directions really well, right? So they say do it, I do it. They say jump, I say how high, right? So I was like, you say, write it down in the pot. I'm happy, I'm rich, I'm successful. No, I'm not. I'm broke, unhappy, and miserable. So I'm like, why is this not working? So it's so frustrating. So I was in the shower one morning, April 1997, and I call it the shower that changed everything. And basically, I realized that the human brain works using questions, not statements. So what I realized is, why are we going around saying statements we don't believe when the human mind responds automatically to something much more powerful, which is in fact questions? So I said, if that's true, then what would actually be the thing that could change my life like instantly? And I realized that instead of saying something like, I am rich, to which your brain says, yeah, right, I said, why am I so rich? And your brain goes, huh, why am I so rich? Now, when you do that, what do you actually start to focus on? You start to focus on what you have. So just by virtue of the changing the questions that you're asking, and I'm really shortening this, so there's a lot more to it, but basically that's what the Affirmations method is, my Affirmations method. And I literally, just to finish the story, I jumped out of the shower, I ran to my computer, I wrote it all down, and I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe no one's thought of this before. And I invented something that we now call the Afformations method. Again, Affformations. You can go to Afformations.com. It's right there, Afformations.com. And so the point is that Afformations is the foundational step of my Power Habits formula. And it's also the most important one, because you can literally start to change your life in less than 5 minutes a day.
Oh, I feel that. And the energy is different too. When you just say an affirmation of I am rich, it kind of, that self-doubt, that lack of belief kicks in, and it has a different energy. When you pose it as, why am I so rich? The energy shifts, and you're going to, because the energy shifts in the more positive direction, you're going to start to align yourself with things you actually want to call in. It's magic. I love it. I love it so much. And so we talk about the power of your words and speaking what you want into existence. And so much of that too boils down to financial abundance and having the means to do what you want to have, travel and have the home and, start a charitable venture, whatever your heart desires. It requires finances. So I love that your book, get rid of your head trash about money. That's also, to me, very, very important, and one of the foundational blocks to helping to build a successful life. So in your book, Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money, you talk about 3 big money mistakes even smart people make. What is the number one mistake, and how can people avoid that?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I do want to mention this, that remember, your listeners, your viewers, everybody watching this can get this book for free at sendmeabooknoah.com. It's very easy to remember. Send me a book, Noah. Sendmeabooknoah.com. Now, the book is free. I've covered the cost of the book. We just ask you to cover the shipping. So wherever you are in the world, we can ship anywhere. But again, it's sendmeabooknoah.com. And again, the title is Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money. And the subtitle, as you mentioned, How to Avoid the 3 Big Money Mistakes Even Smart People Make. And I know, of course, everybody watching this program is very smart, but nevertheless, you may be making one or more of these mistakes without even knowing it. So the biggest mistake, and that's why, we don't have time to get into all of the mistakes, but the biggest mistake that I see people making, Sarah, when it comes to money, specifically with regards to what I've been teaching, and the reason that I've made millions and the reason my clients have made billions, is because they are not aware of their head trash about money. In other words, the biggest mistake is not taking out your head trash about money, right? So the point is, number one, why would this happen? Well, first of all, most people have never heard of this, right? They don't know, they didn't wake up this morning and go, boy, I really need to take out my head trash about money today. Nobody said that, right? So they don't even know they're doing it. But that is in fact the problem. So, you mentioned earlier about the conscious and the subconscious. So this is where I live, right? And literally helping to bridge the gap between the conscious and the subconscious. But let me get very clear for a second for everybody watching, which is this: your mind is like an iceberg, right? About 5% is visible above the surface. That's the conscious mind, right? Meaning you can think about it and you know what you're thinking. So that means you have a choice about it. But 95% of our thoughts, behaviors, and actions are in the subconscious. That means no choice, right? So if something's below the surface, if something is hidden, well, then you can't see it. If you can't see it, how can you change it? So the point is, it's like if somebody, came into the room where you are right now, for everybody watching this, imagine someone came into your room, turned off all the lights, closed the blinds, and it was totally dark in there. And then they said to you, all right, now I want you to rearrange the furniture in this room. You're like, how do you want me to do that? I can't even see what I'm doing. I can't see anything, right? So what I do is I come in, I open the blinds, turn the light back on, and I say, hey, now you can rearrange the furniture if you want. You're like, oh, now I can see what I'm doing, right? So it's exactly like that with the conscious versus the subconscious. So with the conscious mind, you know what you're thinking. The subconscious, you don't. And so that's why that's the biggest money mistake and the most costly money mistake. And if you don't take out your head trash, There's no way to overemphasize how much that's costing you right now. Everyone. I mean, literally everybody, because think about it. If you're saying to yourself, so just think about this very logically, right? So again, this isn't woo-woo. This is science. This is like boots on the ground, scientific fact. I want to go from where I am to where I want to be, right? So I'm here and I want to go there, right? Whether it's to, you want to double your income, you want to write a book, you want to reach more people with your message, whatever it might be, right? That's where you want to be. But inside, you're unconsciously, unknowingly, unwittingly saying, yeah, but I probably can't do it, right? How much do you think that's going to cost you if you don't change it, if you don't get rid of it? So that's why I call it trash, because think about this. Here's another great analogy for everybody. Notice I like to talk in pictures because the human mind responds to pictures. So imagine in your home right now, you decided, you know what, I'm not going to take out the trash this week. I just don't feel like taking out the trash. And then you let another week go by, say, I don't feel like taking out the trash this week either. How about, I'll take it maybe later. And then another week goes by, then a month goes by, and 2 months, 6 months, a year goes by, maybe 2 or 3 years, and you haven't taken out the trash. What's your home look like right now? What does it smell like?
Not good.
Pretty bad, right? Not very nice, right? But guess what, friends, everybody watching this, I want you to think about this and be very serious. How many people do you know that haven't taken out the trash in their head, that are still carrying around pain, trauma, mistakes, regrets, all of the things that they're beating themselves up on that happened 5, 10, 20, 40 years ago? And believe me, I know this very well. Why do you think I wrote all these books? Right? So I know very well what that's like. But I want to emphasize, and this can't be overemphasized enough, if you don't take out your head trash specifically about money, that easily is going to cost you $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, maybe $100,000 every month. Think about every day, week, month, year that goes by, trash hasn't been taken out. Man, is that going to cost you? So that's why that is the biggest mistake. And frankly, Sarah, the most costly mistake that even smart people are making right now.
Oh, so true. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you don't know it's there, how do you know to fix it? Well, listening to broadcasts such as this, reaching out to people such as Noah and myself to help identify and release this head trash is absolutely imperative for the success and well-being going forward. It's so amazing. Okay. And so love that. That was such a great explanation. Thank you, Noah. So let's see, you talk about the hidden connection between habits and money. What is that hidden connection and why is it so important?
Right, absolutely. So I talk about that really in all of my books. In the head trash book, it's right here. I used to have it marked. Anyway, where is it? Come on, that's right here. I have a picture for you. There it is. Okay, page. Yeah. Okay, so there it is. So there's the hidden connection right there. Whoops, there. Okay, and again, that's sendmeabooknoah.com. You can get that free. But the hidden connection between habits and money is what I call your inner game and your outer game. Okay, now inner game is everything that happens between your ears that you can't see directly, but it affects everything that you do. And then outer game is everything you can see directly. All right, but think about this. So I often ask my audiences, or I ask my coaching clients, when people hire me, when they bring me in to speak, or when I'm doing presentations, or even just doing one-on-one or group coaching, I will often say to my clients, my audience members, what is one area of your life where your beliefs don't affect you? Then they go, And I go, exactly. There's no place your beliefs don't affect you, right? Your beliefs affect your health, your wealth, your finances, your business, your career, your job, your marriage, your relationships, your social life, your well-being. I mean, there's literally just no place your beliefs don't affect you. But here's the thing, you can't see a belief. You can only see the effects of a belief, right? So if you're saying to yourself, for example, like I've been talking about, I want to make more money. I want to reach more people with my message. I want to grow my business. I want to lose the weight or whatever it might be. I want to find love, but I can't do it because whatever, right? And you're not even aware that you're doing that, which 99% of people aren't aware until they hear me speak about it, right? Is that you just won't even be able to get what you want. You will literally be driving down the road of life with one foot on the brake. So remember, I talked earlier about the fact that reaching your goals is like driving a car. You have one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas. How long is it going to take you to reach your goal? It's going to take you forever, right? And meanwhile, all the gurus out there are saying, well, listen, just step on the gas harder, right? Set your goals, get motivated, use willpower. That's stepping on the gas. Okay, that's not exactly wrong. But if you got one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas, and somebody tells you to step on the gas harder, you're just going to ruin your car faster. So that's like, for example, one of my clients came to me and she was making $5,000 a month in her business. She was doing well, and her name is Sheila. And you can see her video on our website. I mean, you can see tons of videos of case studies of real people, real stories. But here's just one example. She was making $5,000 a month in her business, which is pretty good, but she wanted to do more. She'd spent tons of money on all the gurus and was still really plateaued. She would flatline for years. And so she hired me as her coach. You know, she heard me speak at a seminar, and she hired me as her coach. And I was able to show her all these reasons and ways that she had her foot on the brake, unbeknownst to her. Again, it was in the subconscious. She wasn't aware. Lights were out. I turned the light on. And literally in less than a year, she had gone in her business from making $5,000 a month to over $75,000 per month. That's a 15 times increase, not 15%, 15 times, right? So other people talk about 2X or 3X or 10X. I've got 15X. Okay, and much, much more, of course. But anyway, that's just one simple example. You see what I mean? So the point is that is the hidden connection between habits and success, which is that if you don't know how to, or haven't learned how to, or haven't, worked with me or someone like me to help you get rid of that head trash, there's no way that you can. In fact, another one of my clients said, everybody else out there is teaching you to step on the gas harder, but what Noah does is he teaches you how to get your foot off the brake, because if you only just keep trying to step on the gas, you're just going to get in your own way. And I literally, I couldn't have said it any better myself. So that came from one of my clients. And by the way, his company went from 4 million to 20 million, in less than 2 years. So, I mean, it just, no matter where you are in life, this really can be costing you if you don't get rid of your head trash. And then when you, learn how to get rid of it, it's pretty amazing, the results.
Oh, so amazing. Do you have a way of helping people identify their limiting beliefs? Or, yeah, you do? Okay, great.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's a big part of what we do. We start with, like what is your head trash? What are you saying to yourself when you look at your goal? So remember, we're always focused on what do you want? Okay, so it's not about what I want. It's not about what someone else wants. It's what do you want? And a lot of people don't know what they want. They're like, well, I want to make more money. Okay, here's $5. Now, you happy now? It's like, wait, what? You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not really what I meant. No, well, okay, we got to be clear, right? What does it mean? What does that actually mean? And they're like, I don't know. Okay, well, it's kind of hard for the universe to give to you when you aren't telling the universe what you want, right? So I'll give you a great example. I woke up the Saturday before Thanksgiving of last year, and I said, you know what? It's time to move. It's time to find a new home. And my wife and I, we'd been in the home that we were in for literally 10 years. And it was a nice home, nothing wrong with it. But I was like, it's time to move. So I went on the internet and I was looking around and I found this house that I'm sitting in right now. Now, of course, it wasn't my house at the time, right? I was just looking at this house. I'm like, oh my God, this is a beautiful home. Oh my God, this is amazing. So it just so happened that the next day there was an open house. The very next day, I had no idea. So I came here. It was pouring rain. Now, I took that as a good sign. With a name like Noah, you definitely are comfortable in a flood. So I'm like, it's fine, right? I'm like, this is good, right? So anyway, I'm like, we're looking at this house going, this is incredible. And I was like, wow, this is in my price range. And I mean, it was a stretch, but I mean, it was like, this is in my price range. The next day, I called my realtor. I said, okay, we're going to sell our house. We're going to buy this house. 83 days later, we moved into this house. So literally all of that happened in less than 90 days. So I always say to my clients, hey, you don't know, your life can change in 90 days, but you've got to be clear on what you want.
Oh, that's key. That clarity is key. Because if you're confused and if you're ambiguous and you're unsure, the universe does not know what to bring or organize and arrange for you to achieve. And when you're taking your foot off the brake and through your methodology, and that is key, absolute key, like you're able to achieve these things in 90 days. So Noah, you're actually walking your talk and putting into action what you teach. Obviously, you've come up with these methodologies that are groundbreaking and life-changing for thousands of people. And I just commend you for that. I'm grateful that you're here teaching us how to do this. And so if people want to work with you more closely, how do they work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to breakthroughwithnoah.com. Also very easy to remember. Breakthroughwithnoah.com. Yes, I want to break through and I want to do it with Noah. Breakthroughwithnoah.com. And basically you'll get that will be we call it the Millionaire Habits Accelerator session. It's kind of a mouthful, but basically helping you to accelerate, because isn't that what we all want? We want to reach our goals faster, right? Who would want to reach their goals slower? Yes, I want to go slower. No, I don't think so. I want to get there faster, right? So we call it the Millionaire Habits Accelerator session. So you'll either be speaking with me or one of my certified coaches, and on breakthroughwithnoah.com. That's the easiest way to work with me, or see if we're a good fit together. So yeah, that would be the best way to do it. Breakthroughwithnoah.com.
Great. And so then you meet with somebody, and then depending on their needs, you kind of put them in where you'll best serve them. Okay.
That's right. So we have what we have is we have done with you programs, meaning you get coaching with me for maybe 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, depending on the program. And then we also have do it yourself. So we have self-paced online courses. Like it's called Power Habits Academy. We've got Get Unstuck Now. We've got just Afformations.com, which is where a lot of people start. A lot of people start here at Afformations.com because, as I mentioned, it's like the gateway into my universe, my methodology. It's a great place for some people to start. But some people, if you really want to go fast, just go to breakthroughwithnoah.com. And I would definitely recommend the done with you, which could either be anywhere from 4 weeks to a year, really. And we have people who stay with me for 2, 3, 4 years and more because they're getting so much value from it, right? So anyway, but yes, we'll make sure that you're put into what's appropriate, what's the best fit for you right now at this time.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that information and how to reach you. And if you want to learn more about Noah, you can also go to noahstjohn.com, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Love it. So in this day and age, you guys, we're in information overload. We really are. So finding coaches such as Noah to cut through the noise. And I'm helping to, I'm a ground troop also here as an energy healer, helping people heal, to release things that no longer serve them so that they can elevate and shine so bright in this world. The world's really needing us to show up. It's time now to come out of hiding. Many of us have felt, overwhelmed by all of the stuff going on, and really it's time to come out of hiding, you guys. It's time to lock arms with myself and Noah, and really just get the tools you need. And Noah's really wonderful how he has come. Okay, there's so many gurus out there too. Just like we have information overload, there's also guru overload. They're everywhere. Everyone's the self-proclaimed, coach that they're here to help you. Well, I really do see a lot of traction from Noah's clients in the fact that he's come up with these methodologies that cut through the noise, like I keep mentioning. It's super important to do that. And so really, if you want to just get the bang for your buck, I would definitely send you Noah's way, for that coaching, that high level coaching, to really bring your gifts and your talents into this world. This is not the dress rehearsal, right? This is our time. This is the real show. So no time better than the present to learn how to get your foot off the brakes so that you can put the gas down and really shine your light, share your gifts with the world, and get your voice out there. There's people waiting for you to show up. So time to come out of hiding. Any final words for us, Noah?
No, I love what you said. Again, I'll just reiterate. Again, it's Send Me a Book, Noah. If you want to go ahead and get the book for free, Send Me a Book, Noah. The book is Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money, How to Avoid the 3 Big Money Mistakes Even Smart People Make. SendMeABookNoah.com. And if you just want to go fast and let's get moving, BreakthroughWithNoah.com. And again, Sarah, it's just always a pleasure to talk with you, and great to be back here on your show, and look forward to serving everyone here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Noah. And we will get together for another interview here in the future, I am sure. So congratulations on your new home that you were able to manifest so quickly, and for being such a guiding light for many of us here. So thank you so much, Noah. And we'll see each other on the next video.
See you soon.
All right. Bye.